You're listening to Marketing Mavens on Good Morning Delhi with Sarthak.
And what a wonderful thing you're doing, because what we're trying to do is try to tell you the story behind an idea. We see the ideas, we see things happening, and then suddenly we're very impressed. But what happens after and what happened before? That's what we're trying to see if we can get you to appreciate a little more on Marketing Mavens. And today, a marketing maven who is very artistic also, my inner pseudo is extremely pleased to welcome you to our studio, Mr. Minaal Mehra. Mr. Minaal Mehra, of course, is the head of marketing and operations for the Serendipity Arts Festival, but that is just one label that he sports amongst many other feathers that have adorned his professional cap. Did it start with the Fashion Week, Minaal, or is there a story before that as well?
Hey Sarthak.
Hello.
Firstly, very very big introduction. Thank you. बहुत बड़ा लग रहा है ऐसे.
We like to hype you up. What are friends for?
So the marketing journey started before this Fashion Week, but essentially the working style of how to market something on an IP was taught by Fashion Week.
It wasn't it? I mean, because I also had the good fortune to actually be a part of,
and that's where I met you.
Yes, that is.
And I thank my stars for that as well.
I tell you, I'm so glad for your fortune. but the thing was that you both of us actually, in a sense, have had the very very good fortune of being present at the cusp of change, so to speak. I mean, the Fashion Week that we talk about was, I think, the first one that had a dual head ramp, a main ramp, and this was the time when Indian fashion was really coming into its own, and you were also part of not just the operations but the marketing bit of it. It's become a bit run-of-the-mill right now, but at that point of time, marketing an idea and marketing the arts, so to speak, must have been quite a task to explain to your parents, no?
I think it's always very hard to explain anything to your parents, but I think I had cool parents. So
they realized.
They said, do what you want, essentially. Just don't come back home saying that I didn't want to do that. But that's about it. But anyway, so I think I have been very fortunate, and you too, in a way, because I've seen your trajectory as well. And सबसे बड़ी celebrity आप ही हो वैसे रेडियो पे. हम सुबह 6 बजे उठ के आपको सुनते हैं.
That's right. There is no command. What to say? But at that point of time, I don't even think there was a label like arts marketing, so to speak. No.
So arts marketing, I personally believe that we should not be marketing arts, and people should be coming to us for that, and we should be putting the money behind the artists who are creating that art for us.
Sure.
So, but when I talk about marketing, it's about, essentially be pure to the idea of what you're working with, and I think it markets itself. If the voice and the intention are right.
Sure.
And I've been fortunate to have projects and work on the projects where the intention was very correct, right? So as you said that 2 ramps were created when we came into the Fashion Week, and we were trying to take it to international level.
Absolutely.
Well, essentially the need of the hour to show people that the fashion also talks about the cultural change and a story in the fabric of society.
Sure.
So it was easier for that and I would also call myself fortunate, because the fact that, as you said, at the cusp of the change, we were there, so it's easy to market that product as well.
Sure. Of course, that's true.
So
actually,
the cost of entering a market, when you're trying to tell people what is not what is right or wrong, but this is what it is, and then there are more voices that join you, and then that's when the competition starts. But if you're true to the concept of how you started, what you started. And another thing I think about the electric rickshaws that I launched in the middle.
Yeah.
So, again, the concept was very good. It was the last mile connectivity. I think the government wasn't ready to accept change. It took them 13 years, but there is a change.
Both the sectors that you straddle, so to speak, are sectors that are completely unorganized. They also suffer from a bit of a thumbing the nose bit, because maybe because of the intimidation of it, people tend to run it down saying these are luxuries and not necessities. And especially, we were talking about the fashion week, especially that at that point of time when fashion was considered a luxury in a country that was sort of, coming out of economic distress, etc., etc. Was that a heady time, or was that a difficult time to try and sell beauty, so to speak?
Beauty you can always sell to anybody, I think.
Actually, at that point of time, there was also this whole thing where international buyers were coming in, and the whole thing about fashion as a business rather than just as eye candy was also taking off, wasn't it?
There was, these premier institutions where so many designers were coming out of. So they needed a space to, and this is why FDCI, created that space for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, one body, when it tries to get the whole economy of the fashion right, that's when you need all these people coming together. And yes, so they were changing the format to an international format where the international buyers could accept what the Indian community was doing at that time.
Yeah.
Fashion is still not affordable, my friend.
I agree with you.
And there was a huge divide of, if you don't have a pass, you can't go for that show. And there was a lot of FOMO, and those passes were a premiere at that time.
Oh yeah, they were, absolutely.
But arts, and trust me, when I was doing and working with both the sides of fashion and now arts, I also personally thought that arts is not for me. But then as soon as you democratize it and you create accessibility to the arts, what Serendipity Arts Foundation is trying to do, you start to believe that it is for everybody, and culture is for everybody from the country.
Sure. But to market that as a thought, to get people to understand that, what's the process of that? I mean, what is the mindset when you're thinking of promoting, say, a fashion week or an art festival? How does that happen?
So fashion week is easy because people want to see beautiful things because of the fact that they know what is going, what they're going to be expecting over there.
There's history. Yes, of course, absolutely.
And arts, as people are not privy to, or they've not opened up to it, and most of the people think arts is something hanging on the wall, but dance, music, theatre, culinary, children's accessibility, all of that come under the arts. So when you put everything together and you create what mostly when we call it a mela of it, and create it accessible to people, it is something that everybody should take a first-hand experience of. Be it a gallery in Delhi, just walk into a gallery, most of them are free.
Sure.
So, and mostly people don't even know that, galleries are free, or you could go to many art shows.
Absolutely.
But something where you get what we try and attempt to do in Goa is put everything together in 9 days for people to experience when they're there, and also the beach within the night.
There's of course a lot more awareness of what art means. The internet has sort of, it seems to have at least opened up the whole idea of being sensitized toward various arts. Has that made marketing easier though? I mean, has that led to a change in how you see marketing?
Oh yeah, definitely. So I think people, I would say they are more, they're consuming more of social media, but we did a little focus group as well.
Sure.
Where people don't remember what they saw on the internet 10 minutes after if you ask them. So, it's I think people think it's an easier space, but it's difficult space. And that's why we believe in a lot of collaboration, which we, these days call influencer marketing, that you get an influencer like I consider you to be the biggest brand ambassador for Serendipity in a way. Yeah, because when you try to explain your idea of marketing, or the product that you're trying to sell, and if people perceive that in a better way, they become your brand ambassador because they're going to speak to about 5 more people.
Sure.
So that's the crux or essence of marketing of an IP. But products and everything do differ, majorly, because there is a direct return to whatever that you do in marketing.
Absolutely. But shoehorning the experience of the arts into an Excel sheet, because marketing does require that. Is that a bit of a challenge always?
It is always, because when we say very quickly, like a fashion week or Serendipity Arts Festival, a fashion week would mean about about 40 shows, 150 exhibitors. So,
Yeah.
you got those 190 to 200 voices.
Absolutely.
And a Serendipity Arts Festival would mean about 4,500 voices.
Sure.
So, those artists coming together over there.
Mm-hmm.
But those voices, how do you use them? And then, rest the media houses will take your money.
We live in the world of social media, Minaal. So it's only proper that we ask you to do a listicle of things that you'd like people who are entering this world of arts marketing to either remember or forget, whichever it is that you'd like them to. 3 to 5 points.
So, firstly, arts marketing is all about passion. And then if you're not passionate about the arts, or not the arts, I would say, but to support the artistic practice and the practices. Secondly, it's not a commodity, so you can't sell it as a commodity and expect a return that, oh, I've sold something. And there are other artists and paintings that go for a that's an economy that is also. But what we are trying to do, trying to create a platform, so that platform can't be sold as a commodity, and it always comes from the passion of what we are trying to do.
That's a great point. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
One more.
Make Sarthak your brand ambassador, and the voice reaches everywhere. So that's the best practice for marketing.
And from Sarthak, wait for the check before you do anything else. So
obviously,
the money is important always.
Yes.
Yeah, because the electricity bills will not wait for the arts.
So put some money in marketing, but most of the money in artists, and they will pay you back.
That is important. Remember the importance of the nourishment to the soul that is provided by the art. Sometimes we tend to forget in the dry times that we live in that the lush field of art awaits. So please, sometimes, whenever you get time, appreciate it a little. That's Minaal. This has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you very much.
This has been very enlightening. So that's what it is. Marketing Mavens, ladies and gentlemen. Coming back after this short little break. You remember, right? If you've got anything to say to me, please feel free. DMs are open. Sarthak from Radio.